Assalamualaikum and greeting everyone. My name is Norsharina binti Zabidi. I'm going to be the representative for these presentations of our paper with the title of IR 4.0 Human Resource Officer Perceptions of Human Resource Practices and Performance. So our paper ID is FC029. Alright, so here is the presentation outline that I will cover in these presentations, whereby it will start with introductions, problem statement, literature review, research methodology, result, discussions, conclusion, and it will end with the recommendations for future studies. So here is the introductions of our study. Although many futurists nowadays are talking about the industrial revolutions of 5.0, we are on the brink of it. Is still made possible for the Industrial Revolutions 4.0, which is centralizes on the collaborative approach between human and automated technology, but more on human-robot collaborations. Regardless with the trend, the success of any operations process in any business operations or organizations are still mainly relying on the human's roles to implement it. So without any human involvement, automation technology will be deemed as a shortfall. So in the simple word, we still need human to operate the system, to operate the machines, incorporating a collaborative approach between human as well as the automated technology has become an integral component in any industry success, and it also become the success factor. Therefore, this paper attempt to investigate the perceptions of human resource officer of industrial revolutions adoptions on their human resource practices performance. Okay, now we have moved to the problem statement part. Basically, what are the issues? What are the problem? What are the reasons which trigger our research investigations? The unprecedented occurrences of COVID-19 pandemic have challenged industrial operations to maintain their sustainability, whereby it has shattered the traditional process of working in the industry itself. We know that with the use of automations in the industry would increase productivity and efficiency to a higher level with the support of automations and machinery technology, which this statement have been supported by Thames and Schaefer in 2016. Although the Industrial Revolutions 4.0 involve most of the automations technology, the operational processes within an organization is still largely relying on humans, especially when it comes to the human judgment and value experience in the decision-making process, according to Gan and Yusuf in 2019. Another reason that triggers us to conduct these research investigations is the limited studies conducted concentrating on human resource officer perceptions of the industrial revolutions with their work performance in human resource practices, especially in the context of Malaysian banking sector. Therefore, this paper is one of the initial attempts to draw attention to investigate the human resource officer perceptions of the industrial revolutions in maximizing their human resource practices productivity. So here is the literature review part. Basically, there are four human resource practices involved or associated with the Industrial Revolutions 4.0. There are training and development, recruitment, performance appraisal, compensations, and benefits. So based on these four human resource practices, we have come out with four research hypotheses, which is the first one is human resource officers' perceptions of Industrial Revolutions 4.0 in training influences the human resource officer performance. And the second one is human resource officer perceptions of Industrial Revolutions 4.0 in recruitment influences human resource officer performance. And the third research hypothesis is human resource officer perception of Industrial Revolutions 4.0 in performance appraisal influences human resource officers' performance. And the last research hypothesis is the human resource officer perceptions of Industry Revolutions 4.0 in compensations and benefits influences human resource officers' performance. So here is the research methodology part for this study. The type of research is quantitative research. The unit of analysis is individual, which is concentrating on the human resource officer itself. The targeted populations, managerial level bank officer who have human resource related work in Perlis, Kedah, Pulau Pinang, which is focusing on northern region. Instrument consists of 5 parts of questionnaire, which is part A, B, C, D, and E. And we use the data analysis tool, which is the Smart PLS 2.0 software. And for the data collection tool, we use the questionnaire survey. So here is the result of our study. So before I go further in explaining the result in this table, there are some updated information that I would like to share. Firstly, in our paper writing, we just mentioned there are 2 research hypotheses, which is the research hypothesis 2 and research hypothesis 4 is supported. But because of the technical error, we forgot to mention that the research hypothesis 3 is also supported. So here in these presentations, I have made some corrections and update the result, whereby it is not 2 research hypotheses is being supported, but 3. Looking at the recruitment, performance appraisal, and compensations and benefits found to be supported in influencing the human resource officer performance. Only research hypothesis 1 found to be not supported, which is the training and development not influencing human resource officer performance. And here is the discussions part, whereby based on the result table, we know that there are 3 research hypotheses being found to be supported, which is the recruitment, performance appraisal, compensations and benefits in influencing human resource officer performance. So it can be concluded that the progressions of bank organizations will become more efficient by applying new technologies in Industry 4.0 with the right ways of performing them. The existence of Industry Revolutions 4.0 has wholly changed human resource practices. The advance of big data, robotic, fintech, CPS, and other tools in Industrial Revolutions 4.0 can enhance the services provided to the customer. And this study also will offer the bank officer and human resource management knowledge in dealing with Industry Revolutions 4.0 mainly. Lastly, for the recommendation for this study, it is suggested that the future research would involve a larger scale of banking sector from different regions, because it is believed that it will bring more added multifarious result, and it will be more interesting if the bank officer coming from the capital of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, because these applications of Industrial Revolutions 4.0 in this area are widely used and more challenging. Lastly, it is suggested that the future research to use interviewed data collections, because it is believed that it will bring in-depth finding interpretations of Industrial Revolutions 4.0 among human resource officers, mainly in the banking sector. So that's all for my presentations. Hope that you enjoy it, and thank you very much, everyone.